Mm. Shalom, everyone. Today we'll finish the prohibited actions prior to prayer and talk a little bit about the parsha. And on Monday we'll start the permitted activities. So, as we have learned, a woman who is about to pray shacharit must lechatchila, meaning the best actions, follow the same laws as men, and from the break of dawn she may not become involved in her work or any traveling until she prays. The sages say anyone who prays and then goes on their way, God grants them what they desire. Um, God by Masechet Avot, by the way, says something slightly different, which is B'derech shadam rotzeh lelech molichin oto, which means that whatever path a person chooses, because we do have free choice, that's where they get their support from heaven, because we believe that we have two angels accompanying us everywhere. It's based on a verse in Psalm 91, which is my favorite verse. And so the idea is that if we first pray, and especially if we're praying about what we're about to do, then that will be fulfilled to the betterment of our desires. Nevertheless, one may perform small tasks or make short trips before prayer. There is an opinion that if the trip lasts less than 72 minutes, it is allowed before prayer, because the time of prayer is 4 hours, if you remember, plus the time before sunrise. If the entire trip is for the sake of prayer, for example, traveling to pray at the Kotel, the Western Wall, one may go even if the travel time will be more than 72 minutes. And with traffic today in Jerusalem, it usually does take more than 72 minutes. So, what a lot of people do, by the way, is they agree with the taxi driver, um, if they're taking a taxi, on a price, because if we run the meter, it will probably be more. Before dawn, one may begin a large project or embark on a long trip, for since the time of Shacharit has not yet arrived, she is not considered one who puts her needs before prayer. She must be strict in saying Birkot HaShachar before that, because the time to recite them is immediately upon waking up. Since she started her work or departed on her journey before the time to pray began, she may continue even after dawn, on condition that she prays before the time to pray lapses. It is proper that a woman who does not normally pray shacharit strictly refrain from occupying herself with work or departing on her way before reciting Birkot HaShachar and Birkot Torah, because, like we said, her usual prayer is Mincha, and we're not going to tell her that she's not allowed to do any kind of work or traveling before 6.5 hours of the day pass. So, I had a thought this week about what prayer really is, at least before the temple was destroyed, and the rabbis of the men of the Great Assembly, Knesset Agdola, determined to be the words of our prayer. First of all, I had a conversation this morning with my two Baptist friends, where I said that one of the major difference between Christian prayer and Jewish, is that we say Baruch Atah Adonai, blessed are you, Hashem, as opposed to Thy will be done, or something like that, which is talking about God in the third person. Obviously, it is good to revere God and to have that basic respect. In the army, I shared with them that we had a very funny situation where we got used to saying Harav Amar, the rabbi said, in the yeshiva, and so when we talked to the commanders, we also tried to do that, and we would say Hamefaked Amar, the commander said, and they would say which commander, and we would like stumble and you. So we are able to say Baruch Atah Hashem, blessed are you Hashem, and not have to speak about God in the third tense, because of that special relationship that the men of the Great Assembly allowed us. But I think that one of the words that is very prevalent in Moshe's prayers, even standing in front of the burning bush, he says, Shlach na biyat tishlach. Send with whoever you may send. But the word na, I'm not sure about this, but I think that it might be um, the source for the word in English of now, because even in Parshat Bo, my Bar Mitzvah Parsha, when we talk about the eating the meat raw without cooking it, but sorry, not eating the meat raw, but also not cooking it, we have to roast it. It says lo tochal mimenu na. So don't eat from it before it's fully cooked, well done, or maybe medium well. I'm not sure what the level is according to halacha. But bottom line, I think the word na in Moshe's language is very prevalent. When he prays for his sister, the shortest prayer recorded in the Torah, and the Talmud says that is an appropriate prayer, is El na refan Allah. It's 11 letters in Hebrew. Hashem, please heal her now. But even with shlach na be'at shlach, I think that that's really what Moshe teaches us. That if you want to pray a lot, that's also okay. And the rabbis compare it in brachos to the prayer that he said in what's called Parshat Vayetchanan. Rashi says the gematria is 515. That Hashem told him, if you pray one more prayer, I will have to give you your wish. And so don't dare or don't say prayer number 516. It's a beautiful midrash, but it doesn't tell us what his actual prayers were. It was just basically comparing that anybody can pray as many times as or for as many words as Moses did, and also as short as Moses' prayer was for his sister. So I think that Shlach na biat Shlach, this request that Hashem actually granted him. Hashem said, "You will be the spokesperson to Aaron, and Aaron will be the spokesperson to the Pharaoh," and that's a beautiful cooperation and collaboration between two brothers who loved each other. As far as I know, except for Esav and Yaakov, which we suspect was not a real love between two brothers, it says that Aaron b'samach b'libo, that he's going to be glad in his heart for your mission and for your taking on this huge responsibility of redeeming the Jewish people from Egypt. So may Hashem answer all of our prayers, and like I said, on Monday we'll learn about the permitted actions before prayer, especially for women. And we'll stop here and open up for questions.